Have you ever wondered why some problems seem so big while others appear so small? This question leads us to a profound realization about the power of perception, an integral part of our problem-solving journey. Perception is like the lens through which we view the world. It's the filter that colors our understanding of what's happening around us. When confronted with a problem, our perception significantly influences how we interpret its size and complexity. Imagine having a problem as a pebble in your hand. If you hold it close to your eye, it appears massive, blocking your entire view. But if you hold it at arm's length, it becomes smaller, less intimidating. The truth is, a problem only becomes as big as the importance we attach to it. The more we focus on it, the larger it seems. Conversely, the more we detach and view it objectively, the smaller and more manageable it appears. The way we perceive a problem can either make it a mountain or a molehill. Ever heard of the story of the Gordian knot? This ancient tale is a fascinating example of how a complex problem was solved with a simple solution. The tale revolves around a knot tied by Gordius, the king of Phrygia. The knot was so intricate, so complex, that no one could untie it. It was prophesied that the person who could unravel this knot would become the ruler of all Asia. In walked Alexander the Great, a young man with an unquenchable thirst for conquest. He heard of this prophecy and took it as a challenge. But instead of fumbling with the knot, trying to untie it like everyone else, he thought differently. He took a step back, assessed the situation, and then, with one swift stroke of his sword, he cut the knot in half. As simple as that, the problem was solved. This story, in all its simplicity, teaches us a profound lesson. Often, we find ourselves in front of complex problems that seem insurmountable. We push, pull, and twist, trying to untangle the knot of our predicaments. But just like the Gordian knot, sometimes the answer isn't about untangling, sometimes it's about cutting through. Complex problems, you see, are often just simple problems that have been overcomplicated. They're knots that have been twisted and turned so much that they seem impossible to untie. But when we step back, when we look at the problem from a new perspective, we can often find a simple solution that was hidden in plain sight. So the next time you're faced with a problem that seems too complex to solve, remember the story of Alexander the Great and the Gordian knot. Remember that complexity is often just simplicity in disguise. And remember that sometimes the simplest solution is the most effective one. Just like Alexander, sometimes all we need to do is take a step back and look at the problem from a different perspective. But why does thinking simply often lead to the best solutions? The answer lies in the very nature of simplicity itself. Simplicity is an ally, a tool that aids us in cutting through the noise and clutter of complexities. It's like a beacon of light in a foggy landscape of problem solving. When we think simply, we strip away the extraneous, the irrelevant, and the unnecessary. We focus on the core issue at hand, allowing us to see the problem in its raw, unadorned form. This process of simplification helps us to understand the problem better, and as a result, we are able to generate solutions that are not only straightforward, but also highly effective. Simple solutions are often the most potent ones because they are easier to implement and comprehend. They don't require convoluted steps or complex strategies. They are direct, practical, and to the point. Simplicity is not about being simplistic. It's about finding the essence of the problem and addressing it directly. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? Well, we've journeyed through the realms of perception, unraveling the truth behind the saying, problems are only as big as we make them. We've seen how changing our viewpoint can transform mountains into molehills. We also delved into the intriguing story of the Gordian knot, a complex problem that was solved by an out-of-the-box, simple solution. This tale serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. Lastly, we explored the power of simplicity. In a world that often glorifies complexity and overthinking, we've seen how sticking to the basics can lead us to clarity and resolution. To sum it all up, it's all about perspective, simplicity, and the courage to seek the easiest route. Problems, no matter how convoluted, can be whittled down to manageable chunks. Remember, problems are only as big as we make them. Think simple and you'll find your solution.